Hello everyone, and welcome back to my playthrough of The Outer Worlds. Last time we finished up all our quests in Roseway Gardens. We got the guy back his diet toothpaste, although we kept on telling him he's a piece of shit. And he really took it to heart because he unalived himself after we left. Not what I was expecting, not what I was hoping for. Just wanted to give the guy some insight into how to be a better person, but I guess he really couldn't muster that. Thought it was too hard. Anyways, so we finished that off. We made our way back to the Groundbreaker, talked to Gladys, picked up the nav key for that port that we were supposed to go on. I forgot exactly what the planet was called. We also picked up a nice little makeup kit for Parvati for her potential date with Junlei. So that was pretty cute. That was pretty adorable. And as we were making our way to the planet that we were headed to, again, forgot the name. I keep thinking Starport. It's not Starport. We watched a transmission of a serial called Halcyon Helen, in which she seemed to be killed, but she was killed in real life. I don't know. I don't know if we were following the exploits of an actual person. No idea. Anyways, right after that happened, we got called by the production company, the place where Halcyon Helen was staying, I think, some kind of hotel manager, and the police, all in one call to basically try and figure out what happened, who killed her, why she was killed, all that jazz. So, let us continue on. What was the planet we were at? Oh, it was Monarch. Okay. Stellar Bay. That's what it was. So Stellar Bay and Monarch. Alright, so let's get going. What's up, bro? You okay?
Good to see you, boss.
Likewise. I don't remember if there was someone who wanted to come down with us. So Lilia, we got the quest from Lilia from the Groundbreaker. Find sweetheart cakes. So we need Max to come with us. Okay. Let's take the Vicar and, let's try Sam out. Let's see what he's all about. Yeah, why not? Holy crap. That's quite a sight. Okay, and yeah, I don't know what this is. Anyway, because we saw it on the other planet. Oh, wow, that's way down. Is there a way to go down? Do I just drop? No, I'm gonna break my legs. How the fuck do I go down? But no, seriously, how do I go down? Oh, it's right there. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Grim. Yep, everything is actually looking pretty grim.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Well, that is my ship on the landing pad right next to you.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-world traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
I'm Alex Hawthorne.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code.
Thanks.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You're really not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Are you saying the board's been lying about this place?
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say I miss the day-to-day of living in Edgewater.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Fair enough. I'm going to take a look around.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Sure.
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Who's the Black Hole?
That's Bertie Holcomb. Only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
We should have had Felix for this conversation. Actually, I've been in hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
Poster sounds pretty valuable.
I couldn't really say, I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now.
Okay, yeah, I can ask.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alrighty. Do you have a name?
You're probably looking for Velma. Watch out. She's in a mood.
Well, can't have that now, can we? MSI Sentinel. Bennett. The Yacht Club Vendor.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
You got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
What jabbering masses? There's no one here. Yeah, what are you talking about?
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
You miss the good old days, do you?
Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't squabbling with the iconoclasts for lack of better things to do. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
No, I'll leave you be. I guess we'll go here first.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Uh-huh. Well, that guy's evicted. Is there anyone looking?
Muting volume now.
You trying to get us all in trouble?
Ah! Don't look at me.
What do you think you're doing?
I'll pay 49 bits.
You know, you made a real generous argument.
But I still lost. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, we got Nyoka. Oh, we were supposed to talk to Nyoka, weren't we? Alright.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Well, thank you. I'll pass.
Suit yourself. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Why is this place called a yacht club?
Thought it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream.
Alright, you said you're not used to seeing new faces around here.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the iconoclasts or some such.
What happened at Amber Heights?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
How well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Nah. I'm good. Sup, Nyoka?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Keep listening.
But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
How very astute of you. I'm Aaron. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure, why not? Another round.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats?
Brass tacks?
Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
I don't need an escort. Just tell me how to get to Devil's Peak.
Oh, you want information for nothing? Very well. I am no match for your your yammering. Here's how to get to Devil's Peak. Go south, along the road, not the river. Look for the mountain with devil horns, and watch out for raps, and mana swarms, and marauders, sulfur pits, and... You know it'd really be safer if I went with you. You want to reconsider sobering me up?
Alright, fine. What do you need?
Outstanding. Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
You mean caffeinoid? That stuff's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
You won't find a better deal in Halcyon than our special one-time offer for a refurbished sanitation unit. Remember, if it's dirty, it's a job for Sam.
What in the... That thing talks?
That's Sam. It still helps me stay clean. Anyway, I'll go get those meds. I mean, I probably have some in my fucking inventory.
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Indeed. Ooh, we got a patio. Sup, Caleb?
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
Yeah, Captain... I'm just gonna use my name going forward, of the Unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
You can strike? Won't you get in trouble for that?
I don't see how. When Sanjar took over MSI, he tossed all the old corporate rules. We ain't required no more to work whatever job the company demands. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
I happen to be pretty good with negotiations. I really am.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
I'll mediate on your behalf.
You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
So we need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
How long can you afford to miss work?
Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least.
Okay, any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better.
Possibly.
The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
What's this about blackmail?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. I mean, I try not to blackmail if I can avoid it, because that's not the kind of character I want to go for. But if it helps these guys out, I mean, we'll see how it goes, I guess. Okay, let's go here first. That's closed up. So this is the... yeah, like the main office.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next
Sanjar.
to the others, sir.
Let's talk to Celia first.
Greetings.
Thank
and
you.
welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Grim asked me to check with you about his tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
Okay.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Okay. Earlier, I overheard you say you were having money trouble?
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
I mean, everyone's got to have a hobby, I guess. You got that many bits to spend. I got some trash to sell you. You know, I'm kind of curious what she's going to say to that.
Oh, I don't need any of it. It's also I can talk to Sebastian. He doesn't get going about much else.
Okay.
Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no?
What if he says yes?
Maybe you could ask him for me.
Oh,
I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask.
It's fucking high school all over again.
Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Wait, I'm curious. What are you seeing, Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You really want to be someone do you really want to be with someone you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
There are other fish in the sea.
Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
You do you, babe. You do you.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Talk to you later. Sanjar was like, Sebastian? He's like, listen to the whole thing. He's like, Sebastian, really?
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
One person shows up.
Yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
No, you have a meeting with me.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here?
I'm just looking for the information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for salt tuna.
No. If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in a sprat-fucked colony, I'm going to stab someone. I'll be polite. Hey, could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping to accomplish? I mean, we know what he's trying to accomplish. Yeah. I think the better question is, why would you want to bring the other corporations back?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by, is that it?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
I mean, personally, I think it's a coward's answer. But, again, teach their own. So what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
Oh?
On our terms, mind you.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well.
Board is your only chance if you hope to survive here on Monarch. That doesn't mean it'll be easily achievable.
Indeed not. No worthwhile plan was ever simple. That's what I always say.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true. Our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How long did it take you to figure that you need to defend your city?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Okay, what is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Apparently I'm not smart enough to ask. Ordnance or ordnance? Okay, once you have the Bolt 52, what's the other part of your plan?
In the old arms
Oh,
building
I pressed the wrong
southwest of
button.
town,
Sorry.
which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Okay, I'll see. I'll go find it.
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
You did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I have questions about MSI and the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How exactly did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
This is why you can't trust corporations and their so-called laws.
It's true, the board has treated us unfairly, but I'd always envisioned that things could be different. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 and Terra 2? I see the board put their best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
That seems wise.
MSI's leadership at the time certainly thought so.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause, but there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Using the board's own tools against them, then. Clever.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but
sure.
I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Yeah. What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
A necessary evil for the greater good of society.
Oh, shut up, Vicar.
That's exactly how the board describes it.
And they invoked it on Monarch.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
And why exactly do you want to get back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
They've treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Somehow I doubt it. Leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes. It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Somehow I doubt that.
What can I do for you?
Alright, I gotta go. I get it. Like, they want to be independent and be, you know, out of the board's influence, because they feel they can do a lot better. But at the same time, you're fucking yourself over because you can't make money. And, you know, people need to get paid. They need to eat. They need to live. They need to survive.
MSI keeps the fishery running and the walls intact.
Alright. This terminal is only to be used for official communication on behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries. Let's view the data. A summary report on conditions within Stellar Bay. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits, such as time off for illness and personal leave, 24.9%. Sorry, 24.9% reductions in shift length and 52.3% more positive feedback. Fishery output is up 15.2% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth trend. Decreased gains compared to previous years are likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in our supplies, and the gradual loss of personnel to marauders, 7.2%, hostile wildlife, 10.3%, and iconoclast recruitment, 17.4%. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but the immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32.8% of our annual budget. The best solution would be an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry. Given the aforementioned factors and their effects on the local population, such a solution remains unlikely. Working slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI Saltuna, 43.28% more nutrient dense than the leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. These all suck. Whoops. Wait, what? Sam's equipment is permanently attached to his frame. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it was returned to root. Never mind. Alright, let's go. Sanjar's to-do list. Review guidelines for annual self-review. Select font for annual self-review. Format annual self-review. Schedule time to write annual self-review. Write annual self-review. And tell Celia she's doing an excellent job. Man, this guy has a busy schedule. How does he do it? OSI puzzle cube. Shh.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Nice doing business.
I totally forgot these guys were in here. Yeah. Ah, well, that's fine. That's okay. What is this? Stellar Bay. That's not the name of this place. It's the name of the town. Hello. What do you do here? Oh, you sleep. Okay. Well, you won't mind if I look around then. Oh, is this the warehouse? Yeah, it looks like a warehouse. That's the worker. So we're looking for Velma here. Velma? What is that? Pescatological incision implement. The fish saw could use a good cleaning. Interesting. Ah, there's Velma, and we got a workbench. Worker. Let's see if my weapons need to be repaired. Nope. I do have a lot of them, though. Maybe I could break some of them down. Oh yeah, I was nearly at, like, max capacity. I'll keep that one. Deadeye assault rifle. Oh, this was the anarchist cookbook. I thought it was an actual book. It's a weapon. Interesting. So this does bleed. 68 versus 107. I'll keep it for now. Alright, Velma.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, alright? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Chill. Catherine says she's shoving you in a box to keep running your app like that. What are you talking about? Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately.
I hear you.
First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief what?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
He'll come back eventually. You can't constrain a person's freedom.
I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't
I mean,
seem to
fair
be
point.
constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
Few things. I'm here to ask about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
You're just giving Grimm's poster away? Didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
Surely we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Work with me. I'm helping you find Braxton, aren't I? 830 bits.
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
You still have it, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Caleb says... Okay, they're hard workers, aren't they? Don't they deserve some compensation for that?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Why can't you give him his pay increase?
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
She's principled, in at least this area. I will begrudgingly give her that.
Thank you. I think. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
See, this seems a little harsh. Are you willing to meet Caleb halfway?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Sandra's gonna notice your shortfalls before long, and he'll hold you responsible.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home.
Oh, don't get me
Near the
mixing
diner.
this. Well, given the fact that she said that she doesn't have the bits, and if she does it for Caleb, she's gonna have to do it for everyone. And if she's skimming off the top, that's hypocrisy. So, I'm gonna call her out on it. I know you're taking a percentage off the top. What would Sandra say if I told him?
Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately.
Are you absolutely sure of that, Ms. Ballard?
Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course.
Of course.
Because I've done nothing wrong.
Of course.
Fine by me.
Alright, you said Braxton had been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Oh, like what you're doing.
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Why didn't you turn him in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Who's this Catherine you mentioned when I first came in?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 Spacer.
Alright. I'll talk to you later. Just for my own curiosity, where is your terminal? Not that I'm going to do anything. I just want to know where it is so I can avoid it. You believe me, right? It's a lot of Saltuna. Fucking guys, it's as subtle as a tractor. Oh wow. I thought that was a fish that just rose out of the fucking water and into the sky. Okay. Let's ooh, what's this? Oh, right control. Alright. Oh my god. This place is run down hell. So we got worker, 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 and worker. This place is a mess. Guess we're going upstairs. Oh, never mind. Ooh, is this a Velma's? Ooh, the vermin. That's... I need the container key. This terminal is only to be used for official work on behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries. Personnel files. Sorry, personal files. Please enter the authorization code. I'll just hack it. So, be hecked. Braxton Hex files are filled with Saltuna breeding charts, various pharmacological formulae, and musings on why Saltuna seem to prefer Borston beans over plain Borstwurst. Okay, from V. Ballard. Velma's personal files are a morass of supply contracts, order forms, spreadsheets, and financial records. Careful study of her financials reveals that for the past several years, she has been slowly siphoning money from her operating budget into a personal account. The theft is cleverly hidden. Individual instances could be excused as rounding errors or mistakes in simple arithmetic. Sheer volume of occurrences, however, indicates deliberate intent. Okay, the messages. To be hacked. Braxton, the fish in tank 23A are looking a little lumpy. If you're not going to make it in, that's fine. But you have to let me know so I can stay on top of the doses. Mr. Nandy, we really need to talk about the Saltuna situation. I've had to let 4 batches rot in the warehouse over the last 2 months because we're not finding buyers. I know the situation with the board puts us in a tight spot, but we need to start thinking about how we're going to keep Stellar Bay afloat if we can't get sales up. Brax, seriously, where are you? You missed 3 shifts. This is getting ridiculous, even for you. Well, if he's missed 3 shifts, he's probably dead. I'm just saying. So I need to find her key, which is probably, I'm guessing, in her apartment. And where would that be, you ask? Probably where the apartments are. The apartment section of town.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Ooh, maybe it's on her. Can we pickpocket? How do we pickpocket?
Shh.
Do I even have pickpocket? I may not have gotten it yet, because I know I was looking to get it. Skills. Oh no, not yet. I'll need to level again to do it. Steal from humans while sneaking. Okay. Why steal? Whose are these? It's in the trash. Here's Nell.
Ooh, you're the new face.
I am.
Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games.
Sure.
So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths.
They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball. So, what can I do for you?
Velma tells me you outbid Grimm for a signed Tossball poster?
Signed by the Black Hole himself. There's no way I could pass that up. Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few customers to pay up before I can give Velma the bits.
Could I trade you for it? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. This isn't just some poster. It's a genuine tossball artifact. The Black Hole doesn't even sign things anymore. He just puts a stamp on them. Of course, the only reason I asked Velma about it in the first place was because those Sublight fellas lost my shipment of official tossball jerseys. I was gonna line the walls with them. They're the new ones, now with authentic game time aroma.
Authentic? As in the players actually sweating them?
Of course not. No, authentic means close enough to be the real thing, but not actually the real thing. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess they tried to take a shortcut around Amber Heights and ran into some trouble. Can't blame them for trying. Those iconoclasts never shut up. But they lost a bunch of cargo, including my jerseys. If you could get those for me, I might let Grimm have that poster.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. Don't put yourself in danger on my account, though. That poster will be a fine substitute. What can I do for you?
You said you were having some trouble receiving the Tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Okay, that's all for now. We're really piling up on the quests. We got quite a bit now. This area seems to have a lot of different... Wow, why is the game slowing down so much? See what's up here. Jesus Christ, scared the shit out of me. Thought it was an explosion for a second. Is this a hidden area? Yeah, it looks like it kind of is. But what's the point of this? There's nothing here. Okay. my god, seriously? Yeah, I'm gonna break my legs. That's okay. I'll heal him. There was a thing here that I didn't go to up here. You know what, guys? Just give me 1 second. Alright. I had to turn on the graphics fidelity a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but... No, this looks really bad. Just give me 1 more second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I turned down the graphical fidelity a little bit just to make the game run smoother. Don't know what's going on with it. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, this terminal's use is restricted to authorized medical engineers. Unauthorized use will warrant action from your site safety engineer. Employee login. Please enter your assigned login credentials. If you've forgotten your assigned login credentials, please report to your supervisor for reassignment. Login is Williams, I guess? E. Williams. Please select from the following menu. Patient records. Nyoka. Caffeinoid allotment standard. Medical engineer notes. Liver damage. Oh my god. Likely from the result of prolonged alcoholism. Attitude problems. Likely from the result of prolonged alcoholism. Frequent social withdrawal. Likely from the result of prolonged alcoholism. Increased caffeinoid allotment. Allotment increased to high. Warning, excessive caffeinoid consumption may lead to side effects such as irritability, fatigue, uncontrollable bowel movements, nausea, and death. Warning, caffeinoid storage is approaching critical levels. Resupply recommended. Okay, and me. Patient not found. Data storage. E. Williams. Notes, reacticism and pep you up. I had hypothesized that this combination might awaken my mind and senses to the greater realities around us. That is true, then it seems my faculties were quite overwhelmed in this instance. Shortly after the dosage, I experienced cold sweats, tremors, and mild paranoia. It is perhaps due to these latter effects that most of my notes from the episode are of little use. Nevertheless, the effects were most invigorating. I will have to attempt a milder dosage once heart palpitations subside. Bushberry extract and debillerol. After my previous experiments, I theorized that deadening the external senses might allow the mind's eye to glimpse the eternal. Alas, I was only partially successful. The combination of substances quickly rendered me both blind and feeble, so much that I soon fell into a stupor. I awoke some hours later in a pile of my own sick and a most curious craving for Tilleritos. Costellirine and triple dosage. Oh, triple dosage of it. Searching. File empty. A. Edwards. Okay. WIP number 1. 23,629 words. Stellar Bride. She's a wide-eyed colonist from Earth. He's a hard-working Saltuna farmer from Monarch. Their attraction blossoms into a whirlwind romance that transforms Stellar Bay. Chapter 3. A long way from Arkansas. You can put your things here, Mr. Elliot said, leading Abby into a dim apartment. The place was small, but it had a certain cozy charm. Abby set her bags on the floor and loosened the straps of her jumpsuit. Mr. Elliot coughed, his face suddenly red. If you get warm, you can always crack the window. Breeze from the bay is real nice. Just be careful about mantis swarms. As Abby went to take the room key, her fingers brushed his. He had strong, rough hands. A Saltuna farmer's hands. She felt herself blush. You've been ever so kind to me, Mr. Elliot. Call me Archibald, he said. What a budding romance. Okay, WIP 2. The Passion Broker, a renegade iconoclast driven by his ideals, finds love in the arms of a mysterious man with a tortured past. Will he follow his lead or his heart? Chapter 2, Tall, Dark, and Handsome. Come on up, said the voice on the comm. It was dangerous and smooth in a way that reminded Broderick of iceberg-age whiskey. The door slid open with a whisper of perfumed air. The hair rose along the nape of his neck, and he proceeded up the stairs. The broker sat with his back to a top-of-the-line, mostly charcoal, personal heater, slender fingers tented. So, this was the mysterious recluse who manipulated Monarch from afar. Broderick could feel the warmth of the heater from across the room. But it was the look in Broker's eyes that had him feeling feverish. The broker produced a pair of glasses and a bottle of something that looked expensive. He poured it off and held one of the glasses out to Broderick. For me? He asked, trying to ignore the man's smoldering gaze. Indeed, the broker purred. I hear you're a man of bold tastes. Broderick took his glass. The broker continued, dark hair falling over darker eyes. That's why I got a rare proposition for you. The glass nearly slipped from Broderick's fingers. He drank it in one gulp to hide the tremor in his hand. It burned all the way down. Alright, Clinic of the Heart. A battle-hardened young Earth Directorate soldier visits a remote clinic on Monarch to heal his injuries. But when he meets Gail, an elegant older nurse, she goes to work on his heart as well. Ooh. Chapter 34, Healing Touch. Fletcher held her tightly. His strength had returned, that much was clear. Yet here he remained at the clinic with her. He shook his head as if he'd read her mind with his perfect green eyes. Gail, the Earth Directorate's calling me back. They want me protecting Byzantium. I don't know how to leave. Not after what we found together. Then stay, she whispered, letting her breath warm his ear. I can certainly find a position for you here. Oh, laws, he moaned, pulling her closer. She pressed a finger to his lips. Shh. The only law here is love. Oh, Lordy Lou. Create a new account. Error. Connection to the central communications tower. Connection offline. Well, that was a nice little distraction. No one here. So that's mine. Dispensary supply room key. Well, let's see if we can find it. Abigail Edwards. Hello.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
Oh, you're making me
What
blush.
can Abigail do for you?
I've been asked to pick up a caffeinoid supplement.
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie?
I don't know, Auntie. You'll have to pry that secret from my sweet little cheeks.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
Uh-huh. Why don't you show me? No, this got weird fast. I'm not gonna...
Maybe some other time, then, when Auntie's personal allotment of stimulation is restored. But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
I'll be honest. It's for Nyoka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
When can Nyoka get her next dose?
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply rather quickly. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do.
Maybe you should check her account.
Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
I thought you were in charge around here, Auntie. You sure ought to be.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Forgetful fellow, eh?
Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll, eventually.
Where can I find this Dr. William?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the flower of enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
The flower of enlightenment?
It's a philosophist symbol of some kind, dearie. Never you mind. The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties. Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
Okay, I guess I'll figure this out on my own.
Chin up, dearie.
So I changed her thing for nothing. She won't even acknowledge. You know what? Let me see if I can do this. Like, I'll go to the graveyard. We'll do this the I want to say the proper way, but I don't think there really is a proper way to this. Nope. This area is all closed off. Okay, so that exits. What do we got here? Nothing. I mean, it seems like a big town, but there's not actually many places that you can go.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick.
Pull yourself together and tell me what happened.
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Let me guess. That's Caleb's apartment? The lower right. What's this one here?
What a gruesome way to die.
Body bag dispenser empty. Please replace sack reel before disposing of any corpses.
Oh my god. Oh, hang on a sec. Nope, still can't tell what happened to him. What is this? Tossball betting slip. This betting slip lists some increasingly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from the left field tossball betting. Alright. Hastily packed suitcase. Several ragged outfits, all the same cut and color, were stuffed into the suitcase. Interesting. Oh, there is someone here. To S. Nandy. Mr. Nandy, sorry to bother you about this, but something foul is leaking from the apartment upstairs. I don't know what Celia's keeping up there, but she works for you, right? Do you think you could talk to her about it? Celia's apartment. Interesting. To I. Rose. Isaac, can you please try to keep your windows shut? I've tried to explain, leaving them open, especially when you got food out, invites mantis swarms, and a mantis swarm infestation is everyone's problem. To be hecked. Braxton, I know you keep odd hours. I know because I've heard you coming and going at all times of the day, night, haha. But maybe you could try closing your door a little more quietly? I have rather sensitive nerves, and every time I hear your door, I think we're in the middle of another Amber Heights. Is it just this? Yeah. I mean, I want to say she's not looking, but they're always going to catch me, and it's not worth it. Alright, let's head upstairs.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Inferno Scythe. Looks like there's no one here. Sure. Okay, I think that was everything here. Braxton, I assume? Laura. Turn around.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I'm looking for Braxton. Have you seen him?
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Ooh, do I want persuade or medical? Let's do medical. You've been taking drugs.
No! Okay, maybe just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know?
So you do know Braxton. Where is he now?
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Yeah, he's dead.
We're
All
in
right.
agreement that this Braxton is probably dead, right?
Yes. Very much so. He left and he's been missing for days. He's dead. Out for delivery. He's dropping a care package off with the marauders in the old ruins south of Stellar Bay. Be back soon. Laura, I know you're reading this. Stay out of my things. Yeah, Laura. Maybe looking in the sink is not your best bet. Just saying. Alright, let's see what's in here. So another bar. Everett Gill.
Good day to you.
And you. Chef Raymond.
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
I don't get how people get scared or startled when there's other people around them. You know what I mean? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
Most people don't. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves.
How's that?
Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation. And I was a fool for staying.
A fool? Why did you decide to stay in the first place?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
Seems like you'd want more than centimeters.
I could do with a few kilometers of cold vacuum, but that spaceship is flown.
Ever thought about leaving Stellar Bay?
Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goop, what then?
You ever got stabbed? That's also a possibility.
Well, thank you for reminding me. As if I weren't already destined for an early grave.
My engineer is looking to get a dustback casserole. Could you cook one of those?
That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back, before the board tucked tail and ran. These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht. And the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Wow, 3,000 bits? I'm gonna intimidate on that one. Because 3,000? Way too much. You take me for an idiot? No damn casserole's worth that much. Try again. Try harder.
Whoa, hold on, Okay. Leak contained. My stars. Look, Captain, this is the best I can do without putting myself out of business.
I'm glad you saw a reason. 2,000 bits is a much more reasonable.
I'm mighty glad you reckon so. This is gonna take about an hour in the oven. Nothing I can do to speed it. That's just how cooking works.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we are. Now, if you don't mind, I really need to take a leak.
All right, thanks, boss. See, as long as you don't try taking advantage, we can all be friends. I thought you had to take a leak. Anyways. What's up here? Ooh, actually was something in the bathroom this time. And a patio. I mean, there's no one here, so might as well.
Handled beautifully.
Thank you. All right, that was it. Yeah, this way.
Entering quiet mode.
Love when they yell it out. I really need some kind of stealth suit. Zeng Shuren.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Nothing right now. Sebastian Adams Wildlife Emporium. Oh. Hey, lady, what's going on with you?
Sir,
Agnes.
Please, I need your help. I can pay.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Calm down, take a deep breath, and tell me what happened.
Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Why would Tucker run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Where would he have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a manta queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
Okay, lady, chill. Relax. What were you saying about the iconoclasts?
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who listened. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
All right, and where is it?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with them nutty iconoclasts. Or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak.
Then it's too late for me to save him.
Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
I'll help you find your son. Just shut up.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Imagine he's just like right outside the door. Watch, and this guy is probably like in his 30s or 40s or something.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here.
Sebastian Adams.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails?
Ew.
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Why would I want any of that?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
That's because she likes you. You dummy.
Nice of you to say. I like her too.
No, I mean, she really likes you.
And I gotta admire anyone with her passion for canid hides. But you don't have to butter me up.
You idiot. I'm trying to tell you she wants to date you.
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
Don't take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
You do that. Oi. Alright. What is this place? Oh. Well, Sebastian's right across the street from you? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I mean, let's talk to her.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
You're too sweet for him. He said he'll go on a date with you.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
Do you want... Okay, he likes you, Celia. Just don't ask him for any discounts.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
Hey, look at that. I leveled. Ooh, you know what? Let me see if I can level up my Snicks so I can steal. And then I'll see if I can steal from her. Steal the Velma's pocket. Velma? Vera? Velma. Okay, so we opened up tier 3. We didn't look at these last time. Let's take a look at them now. So 50% increased science weapon damage. After killing an enemy, your weapon sway and accuracy penalties while moving are reduced to 0 for a short time. Maybe. Confidence. There's something about blood and violence that helps you focus. That's not disturbing at all. Your next attack after killing an enemy is a guaranteed critical hit. Wow, that's not bad. Increase the armor rating and skill bonus from any armor you wear. Bonuses from mods are not affected. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Especially the skill bonus. Further increase your maximum carrying capacity by 100 kilograms. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't think we need that much, but that's pretty good. Tactical Mastery. When you activate Tactical Time Dilation, you continue to move at normal speed for a short time. This effect only occurs when your TTD meter is full at time of activation. Whenever you're affected by a harmful combat effect, you deal increased damage, 20% damage. Improvised weapons deal vastly more damage and degrade slower than usual. Tossball equipment is not considered improvised. I mean, 300% improvised weapon damage, 70 decrease improvised weapon degradation. Not bad, but we don't really use melee weapons. When you're at low health, you deal increased damage, plus 30% damage while under 25% health. Headshot kills explode, damaging nearby enemies. Headshot kills deal 25% of their damage. Okay. When you use an inhaler, any downed companions are revived with a small amount of health. I mean, that's not bad. Cooldown is 15 minutes. That's pretty high. I would think maybe like if a couple of minutes. I mean, 15 minutes is kind of... It's kind of useless. Penetrating shots. Your range attacks reduce the target's armor rating by 1 point per hit. This effect lasts a short time and can stack multiple times. I mean, that's not bad at all. By 1 point per hit. I mean, consider the amount of robots that we attack. If it keeps reducing their armor rating, that's pretty high. I mean, our armor is not that high either. That I can remember. Thick skin. All area of effect and plasma damage dealt to you is reduced. Small amount of melee damage you deal is returned as healing. Reduce the detection radius of enemies when you have no companions in your party. And any subsequent attack made on the same target while TTD deals increased damage. This effect is cumulative. Leaving TTD resets the damage increase. I mean, this is pretty good. Confidence, the Armor Master, and penetrating shots. Those are the ones I'm really interested in right now. I think I'll do this one for now, the Armor Master. 10% armor rating bonus and 100% skill bonus. Yeah, I'll do that. So now, yeah, so instead of +5, we get +10. Armor rating, I mean, this is only 5%, so it goes up by 1. Yeah. I'm assuming it's 1. I'm going to assume it's like rounded up, but yeah. Anyways. So let's see if we can sneak and pickpocket her. I'm kind of curious to see how it works. Why are you not crouching? There we go. Ooh, I can. I mean, can you... Frederick Halstead.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead. Velma's not so bad, long as you avoid her when she's stressed.
Indeed. So everyone's noticing. Paul Platt collection.
Hey, that's against regular. What do you think you're doing?
825 bits, wow. Nothing at all.
Do what you want, I guess.
You guess. So it was literally the last thing I did. Hang on. I wanna try this. I wanna experiment with this.
Muting volume now.
Huh, okay. So I think if you don't take the last item, or he was looking at the time. Okay, well, regardless. So let's go...
I hear those rich people in
whoops.
Byzantium pay a handsome bit for Rap Musk.
Bet they also pay.
Let's go to our office.
You know.
Trust me, no one's going near you.
Signed tossball poster. Oh, she's got it there. I'm gonna take these. I'll leave the poster just because I want the XP bonus from talking to her. You know what I mean? And I think it might screw up with the quests a little bit. Like, I'll lose XP if I don't do this. Yeah. Alright, cool. Now we can pickpocket. Let's see what Mr. Senjay has. And Celia.
What can I do for you?
Oh. What can you do for me? Alright, never mind. Anyways, I think that'll do it for this episode. I kind of want to go around pickpocketing now, but I guess my sneak is not up to snuff. I mean, they can obviously see me. I need like camouflage or something. There might have been a perk that makes it harder for me to be detected or something. I'd have to go through them again, but it doesn't matter right now. It's all good. I'm happy with what I have. So hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.